It's three guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, two guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
Gentlemen, Jay is back from freezing his limbs and little tits off in New Jersey, watching the football game of the year, the Commanders and the Giants, up close and personal. We got. It
was a bad, good football game. Like, the football wasn't good, but it was entertaining. Like, it was
NFL
back and
football.
forth.
Yeah.
It was turnovers. It was concussion checks. It was the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackson Dart at this point, if he ever gets hit, they're just like, get him in the tent. Just to put him in the tent. It's like, dude, he didn't even get hit. He got sandwiched between two D linemen, but they hit each other. But they're like, nah, second and goal they take the quarterback out. Like, get him out. Like, that's the thing. He's built that stigma around him now that anytime he gets hit, they're like, hey, concussion check him. It's like, dude, he's okay. Everyone relax. He's okay.
It's so funny that, like, whenever people poke at him too, he's like, I'm not changing the way I play. So I guess it's Jackson Dart versus brick wall the rest of the time here. Boys, you guys are in for a treat, you and the audience, because we have updated the Mackey Super Bowl Contender Ladder for you all. We're going to rank and categorize all 32 NFL teams in a moment here after we shout out Underdog. Couple things. Underdog is a great place to have a little more fun watching football, make a little money. In fact, you could, if you get your picks right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash on the Underdog app. It's very easy. You go on and you select higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, etc. And so we had Monday Night Football last night, and they're already looking ahead to Thursday night here. I just opened up the Underdog app. And Matthew Stafford, who's having a career season, 233.5 passing yards. You select higher or lower on that. Puka Nacua apparently was cramping, so he's listed at 94.5 receiving yards. Download the Underdog app today. Sign up with the code OLINE and get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code OLINE on the Underdog app. Make picks and win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org in New York, or call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
Okay. We're back. Oh, ladders. God, I love your ladders, Mac. They're just... I know my sister-in-law Val loves your ladders too.
Oh, really?
I do have to say,
The
she texted
family.
me. She texted me and she goes, I was traveling, so I didn't get to see the start of the Vikings game. And she goes, I really wish I had Mackey's phone number. And I go, why? She goes, first pass of the game, tip deflection. She's like, I know he's just somewhere just losing his mind.
Boy, I feel like we should ding Jeremiah for, I don't know what the new fine is, but it's going to be ducking out immediately before the J.J. McCarthy positive.
Before the apologies happen?
Yeah,
There is no apology. I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing. Someone even tagged me on Twitter, and they were like,
not gonna lie, you
I'm
went a little
waiting.
scorched earth for a guy that's kind of like coming back and like, when it becomes super simple, I can thread it in there pretty easy.
Tell me the ranks of Washington and Dallas's defense again.
See, we already did
someone
this.
Someone
You
remind
had
me of
been
the
here
ranks of
yesterday
those?
and not gotten your
Okay, well then
fine,
I'm not
you
here,
would
so
have
let's
heard
move
it.
ahead.
Yeah.
Let's move ahead.
What
we said
we'll get
was
into this
most people
conversation.
would say to that, boy, you should beat the fuck out of them. And they would go, we did. We scored over 30 points. And they
for
scored
sure.
none. That's where people would go, oh, maybe you are pretty good.
No,
He's really good with a simple game plan. Until he puts together.
We resurrect the 1985 and 2000 Bears and Ravens defenses. Until he shreds those defenses,
Then
it doesn't
he will
count.
not get his love.
It doesn't count.
We know.
Yes.
All right,
so
let's move on to the ladder. Hit
you
me
guys
with the
are
ladder.
in for a treat here
I wonder
because
how high up the Vikings are now.
we're only
the
ranking
second
teams
round.
based on the last 2 weeks, and therefore the Vikings are number 2. Not going to put them number 1, but they are number 2. All right, let's start. So here's what we do. Some people do power rankings. Other people do other forms of rankings. We put teams on ladder rungs here, and we categorize and name the rungs. So the bottom rung is it's possible we have to fire our head coach again. And it's 2 teams here. I hate to do this. I love Pete Carroll so much, but the Raiders
You stood for him
are
hard,
so
too.
bad, dude. I thought they were legit dark horse playoff candidates, and here we are.
Well, what failed them was their quarterback, honestly, and more importantly, their OC failed them. And now it seems like their O-line coach is failing them. And I love Pete Carroll more than anyone. I was coached by Pete, and I know things about Pete that are super awesome to know about Pete. But at the same time, you have to win in this league, okay? And what they're doing right now in Vegas, and especially in a place like Vegas, where the owner's like, guys, it's almost impossible to not make money here, and we're not making money. The house is not winning. How is this possible? Because you're not winning any games. You're losing so bad that you're giving up more sacks, and people are like, is this a record? Is this a record in like a quarter of how many sacks you can give up? And it's like nothing's ever changing. Carol Brennan's not changing anything. The offensive line's not getting better. It's not like they're running the ball like they should be, out of control, where it's like, man, this is really creative. Oh, Gino doesn't have to do that much. They literally are like, Gino, do it all. Do it all for us with no O-line. Here's nothing to do it with except for Brock Bowers. Go have fun. And they don't know what to do. And I feel bad because you look at Max Crosby on defense and he's looking around like, am I here forever?
He's welcome to demand. I nobody
No,
would want that dude.
I don't know. That would never be
trade.
him, though. That's not his persona to be like, oh, I need a trade. He's not Myles Garrett, right? Myles Garrett's like, yo, I'm the best. I want out of here. We'll pay you the most. Never mind. I'm here.
Never mind.
You're looking at this is a different situation where Crosby's more like, yo, I'm a team player. I'm here to do whatever this team needs. But secretly in his mind, he's like, this fucking blows.
I want to go back to the because you played for Pete Carroll.
He's the man.
Did Pete Carroll ever share gum with you? Did he ever offer you a stick of gum?
No, but we raced on the field one time, and he told me a story, and I'll never forget this story. He was it was one of the wildest stories that he told me, and I'm not allowed to repeat it, but it was out of nowhere too. It was like we were just watching this drill, and he came up to me and goes, "Hey, did I ever tell you about the time?" And I was like, Coach, I just got here 5 minutes ago. And he's like, well, let me tell you. And then he told me a true story. He goes, I actually coached at Ohio State. And I was like, you did? He was like, 6 months. 6 months. I was there for 6 months, and I got the fuck out of there. I was like, probably the winter that drove you out. Yeah,
Wait, what flavor gum does he chew?
I don't know, but those marshmallows.
We got close enough to figure it.
And not only that, but like when you see him, he is as animated as you think he is. Like he is always like doing this bopping thing around where he's like trying to punch you, and you're like, is he trying to hit me? Like what's going on? And it was when Russ was there, it was wild, man. We had a good time.
And that's all great, but he's not gonna.
But he's gonna get fired.
And then the Jets,
you got to give the Jets a little love. Like they got rid of everybody. No. We see what
they have to get a quarterback, dude. I don't know what to tell you. You got Brady Cook. You got Brady Cook out there slinging the rock. I don't know what you think's gonna happen.
No, that coach isn't getting fired. If anything, they're like, thank you for dealing with this shit.
They already fired the defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes. So we're already sacrificing.
Okay, listen,
somebody's got to go.
Heads have to roll. I just don't know if it's necessarily the top man's head that has to roll.
But like the more the heads roll.
No. That was a team meeting where they flipped the coin and they were like, Steve.
Sorry, bud. Oh, Stevie.
You were the OC, man.
It was O or D.
Ain't going to be me.
All right, the next rung as we climb our way up the ladder here, it's the refreshing tankathon.com every few hours rung, and it's the 30 New York Giants, 29 the Titans, 28 the Cardinals, 27 the Browns, and 26 the Commanders, who have now decided that Jaden Daniels, there's no reason to play that dude the rest of the season. These are all teams refreshing tankathon.com to see how high their draft stock can climb.
Yeah, I'll start with the Giants. I was there. I mean, I don't understand that team because you look at the players on that team,
right?
It's dude, I'm watching Brian Burns and I'm like, he's a break your brain guy. Like, he's so long. He closes distance so fast. And you look at Dexter Lawrence, and you look at Abdul Carter and what he did last week, and you're realizing, okay, they're a back end because their safeties and their DBs are terrible. Like, they're lost neighbors. They lost Scat. They found Dart. Like, they're bringing back the whole center and right side of their offensive line. They're going to have to, or left side, excuse me. They're going to have to replace the right side. I think if I'm looking at this list as a tankathon and as a head coach, the Giants, if you're an offensive-minded guy, really intriguing.
Yeah.
Really intriguing.
Pieces back.
A lot of pieces there versus you look at Titans, Cardinals, Browns, Commanders. I feel like they have a lot more pieces they need to add, but the Giants need to fix their back end. The back end of their defense is not good. I mean, I'm watching Debo and Ben Sinnott run wide open down the field, and it's just they're just kind of an organizational mess right now when it comes to not having a head coach. Like, I think, that's a big piece of, hey, who's going to come take the reins and go? And so, I think that with the Giants, the Titans are just bad. That's just a bad football team. I mean, they don't have talent.
To go back to the Giants,
bad
real quick.
Football team.
Are you telling me that Mike Kafka, after that amazing speech, is not going to be the head coach? After the F-bomb, 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 we need to win, F-bomb, F-bomb. Like, it didn't, it was literally like
I thought
he
I
had
was
never,
talking to you.
Hey.
I mean, it just part of me thought I was having a phone conversation with you.
First of
after
all,
you get real
no,
angry.
this is where you messed
sensitive.
that up. I don't sound like a moron when I say the word fuck. It rolls off my tongue, right? Like, I can just make it slip in there. I can say it in church and people go, did he just? No, he didn't. He didn't. It sounded so smooth. There's no chance he did that, right? That's how good I am. That dude stood up there like a loser and was like, dude, the D linemen were like, this can't be real right now. There's no way.
He was
And
forcing it. You can't force it.
I've been in those meetings where there's the interim coach is like, we're gonna, and you're like, spare me the bullshit. Okay, bro. I'm just trying to survive and walk out of here with both my knees. Here's the problem. The Giants, I agree with Jay. I'm not concerned about them. They're not really even tanking for anything. They're just trying to get right and get healthy, right? Mm-hmm. The problem with all this list right here is 26. How the hell did we get here? We were somewhere really, really high last year, and now all of a sudden we've went completely down. But that's what happens when you come in and people figure out who you are as an offense, right? All of a sudden it's like this flash in the pan. Cliff Kingsbury's doing his thing, and you were like, wow, I know because I was there with Cap when it all happened in the beginning, right? And then year two, people are like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, and I know how you're going to do it, and we're going to be prepared for it this time, right? And then, by the way, Jaden Daniels isn't playing. Like, who would have thought that this young player, this young quarterback, would be so much to this team? Like, they had so many pieces and parts added to him, like Debo, and they got Scary Terry, and you're talking about they traded away their running back only to get another one.
I still don't get the Brian Robinson trade.
I don't know if they do.
I don't really understand why you let that guy go and walk out. I mean, he's obviously, you think you have something in the rookie and that piece there, but he was such a big piece of that offense last year.
Well, not only that, but defensively. I mean, dude, we just talked about yesterday, like the Vikings come in and dismantle them 31-0, and you're like, is Bobby Wagner playing? Oh, yeah, Bobby's there. He's right there. Strawn Payne not playing? Oh, no, he's right there, too. What's going on right now? Like, they've just taken this serious – dude, they've taken a serious decline. And that's a tough division to be in. I mean, obviously, a lot of those teams are knocked out right now, but you talk about, like, the internal fighting between them, it's always going to be high. These other three in the middle, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know that in my generation they've even been good. I'm kidding. That's a joke, okay? It's a joke.
Shots fired, fine.
Is it?
Well,
I want you to tell me, look at this
Browns.
season right now for the Browns, and you tell me that you're not like, yep, it's been like this for the last 37 years. Yes,
they've had a couple random pop-ups. Stefanski, two-time NFL Coach of the Year, who might get fired.
Johnny Manziel was like the greatest thing to happen to him in the last 10 years. You know it's bad when that's your comments about a team.
At least the Titans know who their quarterback is for the next
Do
couple
they?
years to see what's.
Yes.
I mean, you're going
to. Here's the
Stop.
that was going to be my next
Stop.
thing is if there's anybody on here that's screwed, it's 29 because they don't have anything in place. I mean, that owner's like, well, starting from zero again. Here we go, guys.
I'm actually surprised you don't have the Saints on this rung. I thought.
Let's get to the Saints.
Hey, they beat the
All right.
Panthers. Okay, you get off.
The
of them.
Saints have won 2 games in a row. They're playing spoiler. They're doing their thing. And so here's the next rung. It's we have a lot to figure out this offseason. So I've graduated the Saints into the next category here. They're still the difference between the Saints and some of these other teams is like they're competitive in the middle of December. Some of these other teams are just like not competitive right now. So 25 Falcons, 24 Saints, 23 Dolphins. After last night, had to bump them down a couple pegs.
Yeah,
and then
I was
22
gonna say,
the Bengals.
Before you bump, this is you bumping them down because you should bump them down another rung. And I'm not even maybe even 2 rungs. Did you see what happened when they like cold weather showed up again? It's like anytime they get in this cold weather, you're like, where are you guys? And then if you're making Aaron Rodgers look that good, you got
see the
problems.
post-game press conference?
No, what'd they say?
He walks. Gosh damn it! He walks up to the podium, right, and no one says anything, right, and he goes, "No one say a word." Like McDaniel, he goes, "Nobody say a word." That's right, and he goes, and like he's like, "Shh," like he was like shushing, and I was like, "Dude, this is so weird. Like, why you have to be so weird? Like, I don't. Why are you doing this? Like, just be up there and be like, that sucked. That wasn't good." But he's like, literally, no one say a word. And then he like shushed people, and like, I mean, it's. I don't know. He's a different cat, man. He's a different dude. They have pieces. Like Tyreek's got hurt. He's probably gone. Waddle, Darren Waller, apparently when he plays is pretty good if he's available. And
He's also old and was
he's
retired
also
at one
If he
point.
old.
retires again,
They have
comes back.
they have a Tua problem to figure out. Like
Yes.
They got more than a
takes
Tua
up a
problem.
bigger percentage of the cap than almost every other quarterback in the league.
Dude, it's
And in
bad.
these cold weather games, it is like that interception he threw last night.
Dude.
He can't cut the ball through the air. They're also schematically, he throws a higher percentage of short passes than almost any other top quarterback in the league because they know he can't drive the ball down the field.
Right.
But he makes $55 million a year.
Dude,
It works
but
well in September in Miami sometimes, but
Here's
it
my
doesn't work in
problem.
December.
Here's my problem with McDaniels, and it's been this problem with Miami for a long time. Eventually, one of these coaches has to teach these guys that cold weather games are okay to play in. Like, you have to find a way, because every time they get stuck in a cold weather game, they end up getting the shit just kicked out of them. And you're like, did you not know that you had a game to play today? I mean, what was it? 2 years ago they were in the playoffs, and then where did they have to go? Was it the
Kansas
Patriots?
City. No, it was Kansas City.
Yeah, and they showed, and they like laid a
It
goose
was
egg.
freezing.
Once again, Jay, what is the difference? You and I had to play in freezing games. Do you think our coaches were like, "Oh, it's okay to lose"?
I mean,
guys,
it's not
cold."
okay, but I do think there is something to be said about like your body not being
Then
used
go
to that.
up there for the week. Think like Harbaugh for once in your life and go, "We don't have this here. Let's go there."
Thank you.
That's why we would always go to the East
Absolutely
Coast.
unnecessary.
For those that don't know,
I approve of it, but
for
has
those
to be
that don't know, we used to stay on the East Coast when we'd have 2 back-to-back East Coast games, and a lot of it was too because he's like, "Yo, the weather is way different here later in the year." We'd go back to 70-degree weather and be like, "Let's go to the outdoor mall," and then you're stuck on the East Coast going, "There's snow here." Like, guys on the West Coast are like, "This is what snow is," and you'd be like, "Man, this is next level." There are ways to think. Sometimes you have to go outside the box. Mike McDaniels, Miami Dolphins. It just drives me nuts because for the last 10 years, anytime they get in a cold weather game, they suck. They don't just suck. They look like, "Oh my God, my fingers hurt so bad." And you're like, dude, this cannot be a pro football team right now. This is not physically possible to have this.
I mean,
happen
you
to
think
them.
about this is way back, but the only time the Dolphins were actual a Super Bowl contenders who were winning the championship was back in the early to mid 70s. And the figurehead of that football team
Zonka.
was a fullback, man. It was
Larry Zonka. Yeah.
They had 2,000-yard rushers and a fullback that led the team in carries and yards.
You know what?
Back in 1972, that's what it takes
Not
when you
kidding.
get later into the season, right?
Think about it. When was the last time we saw them even remotely close into the playoffs? Because eventually you have to go through the Patriots. You had to go through Pittsburgh. You had to go through Denver. You have to go through Kansas City. You have to go Buffalo. If you're going to go to the Super Bowl, you better love the snow. You better love to get hit in the cold weather. You better know how to throw a ball and sling it in the cold.
Or
It's
you better win
crazy.
all of them and have the road
How
go
about
through
this?
Miami.
Right.
Okay, well,
Exactly.
the chances of that happening are not good for them right now with Tua.
Well, I mean,
But here's
I
my
can
bigger
say-
question. Are you telling me that they couldn't come up with an indoor that they're like, "Hey, every now and then we want to pump cold weather into here. Can we do that?"
You can't in Miami. It's 1,000% humidity.
Hi, my name's
It's
Stephen
85
Ross. I have
degrees.
$8 billion in my checking account.
Figure it
Can
out.
you find a way to put fucking ice in that bubble? No, Mr. Ross, that would cost too much money.
Hold on,
All
go
right.
back. We have to
Okay,
talk
okay.
about the Bengals.
Oh, are you not done? We're not
The
done. We're not
Bengals,
done.
the Bengals have to be a conversation here because I don't know what that performance was that
Oh.
we saw this weekend.
Well, it's almost like your quarterback and centerpiece of your franchise 4 days before
Gave
the
up.
game went out and said, "I don't know if I want to do this anymore." And the
I
team
think I'm done,
responded
guys.
to that vibe.
And then your star wide receiver said it was AI, and I think that might have been the nail in the coffin for Zach Taylor.
Yep.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that game
His attitude.
right there, the way that all went down, the
Mm-hmm.
way that the organization feels like the sky is falling all around them. I think the thing they have to figure out this offseason is who is going to be the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals in 2026.
Agreed, 100%. Dude, the minute that Joey Burrow is over here, I don't really care. This is exactly his look. I don't really care what happens, I guess. I mean, I have to love being here. Do I love it being here? The owner's reading this going, "God, this is bad. This is bad. The fans are going to think it's bad. We are clearly demoralized right now as a team." You got the receiver over here "Yo, man, I never seen this dude like this. I don't know what to do, right?
and I've been
I'm
boys
trying
with
to pick
for
him up.
years.
I'm trying to pick him up, and he can't do anything. And you know what it is? It's a lot of him getting hit. It's a lot of them losing. It's him being in pain. It's him getting his fucking house robbed when he wasn't there and now having to deal with that shit. It's a whole bunch of shit that adds up over time. But the main thing is you're losing. You're losing games
Three
with a
straight
quarterback
non-playoff
that could
years, right?
throw it easily 500 yards every Sunday. If you could just give him time to throw the ball, he could put it wherever you want. But you don't even do that. And I think that's why he's like, this is criminal. I can do whatever they need me to do, but these 5 guys up front just can't protect me enough to do it. And it's how many years are we going to continue to do this? And eventually the owner's going to look and be like, hey, he's going to take a hit and not get up one day, right? He's going to take that to a hit, and it's not going to go well.
It's also it's tough. I understand, like, from this media side of the fence here, that like reporters are poking at this and trying to ask, like, well, what did you mean? What did you mean? Well, he's also a pretty damn good leader and a respected guy. So what's like, he can't say any more than he did. Wednesday was like, whoa, that he went pretty far. But now people want him to say specifically, what do you specifically mean by that? Do you not want to be in Cincinnati? Do you not like your offensive line? It's like, read the tea leaves. He's sick of his defense. He's sick of his offensive line. But more importantly, he's sick of the organization from ownership to front office being one of the 5 most clowned leaderships in all of football. But he's not going to come out and like go completely scorched earth.
He did.
All of that stuff.
He did. Like, that's what's crazy is like
he flew
Mackey,
as close to the sun as he could without getting burned.
Dude,
that's
you
what
saw
that
it.
was.
And Mackey said it best. Like, he's not going to physically come out and say those things because he can't. Like, he cannot say anything bad about the team, no matter how he feels about it. But him coming out and being super like, I don't want to be here, is the most eye-opening, set waves into motion where people were like, bro, this is bad, right? Like, I mean, had he come out and said, I'm fucking sick of this defense, we would all been like, good for you, Joey. But instead, he went the other way. And this is where, like, instead of your parents smacking the shit out of you, they hit you with the I'm disappointed. And you're like, I'm sorry, right? He gave you the, I just don't know if I want to do this anymore. And it's like, oh my God, we have driven the love out of this guy. This dude used to love ball, and now he doesn't even want to come here and make $65 million. Are you out of your mind? Like, is it that bad in this facility? And you look back and you're like, must be that bad in there. Like, God, it ain't getting any better any day.
Yeah. All right, let's keep rocking here. This next song is the life comes at you fast in the NFL.
I don't know, Jay. Is that a ding? Is that a little high? I feel like that's middle of the road.
For the audio audience, let me give
himself.
All right. Well, defend. I mean, these are 3 teams that at one point or another thought we're going to have something cooking this season. Number 21, the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes now here's where they are. Number 20, the Cowboys, and number 19, the Minnesota Vikings, who are showing way too late some signs of some competent offense here the last couple weeks. They also just destroyed the Cowboys defense.
Yes.
So they will be a notch above the Cowboys. So 19 Vikings, 20 Cowboys, 21 Chiefs without Mahomes.
I think that's a fair place to put the Chiefs, even if Mahomes was with them. Like, I think even if Mahomes was with them.
Okay.
Oh,
Ding
you
him.
call me a homer.
Ding him.
What's the common thing about these 3, even with Mahomes? All 3 of them aren't going to the playoffs.
Yeah,
all 3 of them are out of the playoffs. All 3 of them are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So how is that?
Well, no, that's not true. Actually, the Cowboys, if the Cowboys win out and the Eagles lose out, including 2 games to the Commanders, then the Cowboys are technically mathematically
99% of the way these teams are out of the playoffs. And so that's a fair place to put the Chiefs because it hasn't been Mahomes wasn't the problem this year. Like, he was not the reason they were losing football games. And you put him even on this team right now, they still are a sub 500 team. I mean, he missed the last drive of that game. It's not like he's missed games leading up to this point. So I think that's a fair place to put the Chiefs. And like we talked about yesterday, it's going to be a full hard reset. The dynasty that was is now officially over. And they now have to pivot and say, okay, what's this new era of the Kansas City Chiefs look like? Cowboys, similar. Jerry Jones kind of went scorched earth, getting rid of Parsons and then doing the big trades to bring Kenny Clark, another big trade to bring in Quinn Williams and Logan Wilson, and you're still going to miss the playoffs. Oh. And Dak's still really good, and CD's now had a couple concussions, and now what do we do with George Pickens? Like, this feels like a waste of a year for these 3 teams. That's the way that I look at it, is these 3 teams wasted a year. You wasted a year of unbelievable talent with the Cowboys. You wasted a year of J.J. McCarthy's rookie deal on his quarterback thing. Like, it was just a wasted – 2025 was just a wasted football season for these 3 teams.
Yeah, I think the only one of these 3 teams that could, like, feel a little better going into the offseason is probably the Vikings that, if it's 3 more decent games of McCarthy, you feel like you got something. I don't know what the Cowboys and Chiefs can do in the next 3 weeks to feel like This is okay. We got something going here moving forward.
The Cowboys, the Cowboys are such a surprise team this year because I didn't think they were going to be any good, and they're not good, but their offense is good, and that's why I agree with you, Jay. It's such a wasted year because they finally got CD and George Pickens to work together without any drama, and it's like you're just wasted a whole dramaless year. You don't understand. This was never going to happen again.
George is gone.
George out.
Pickens is gone.
Someone's going to pay him.
You can't afford him. Someone's going to pay him.
Yes. And now you don't have the 1-2 combo, right? The Chiefs, the same thing. Like you just wasted another year of Mahomes and all the glory that he brings. The Vikings, in my opinion, I don't know that. It's funny because every time you go into the season, every team says the same thing. We're going to be so good, and you're like, okay, got it, man.
Thinking about the best version of your team, and everything clicks, right?
But that's in your mind, and then there's fucking reality where everyone goes, no, you just beat the shit out of your defense, but your defense is really bad. Now you guys are really going to get cooked all year. Like Jay and I have been on both sides of that ball, right? And that's why it's like, I don't know that life comes at you fast. Is what's for them. For me, this was a real learning lesson learned for them, but goddamn, dude, it took way too long. It took entirely way too long to figure out this. Like, what are we doing here? And we talked about this. Like when Sirianni got there with Jalen Hurts and he was young, they did the same thing. They passed the ball the first game 55 times. They ended up getting destroyed. People were like, "Are you fucking stupid? Yeah. Do you not know that you can't do that with a young kid? Like, I don't care if he's Andrew Luck or not. You just can't do that." And it was like they beat their head against the wall. You have to wonder, what's this team like? What's Harry thinking?
Well,
Harry's
that's the thing. That's the part of the
man.
waste. That's part of the waste. Harry maybe has one more year. He took a fairly good step off. You wasted a back end career of Jonathan Allen. Hargraves.
Oh, you made Elon want to get out. You guys pissed off.
Like you just. It just felt like a wasted year. It just felt like a wasted year because you had this cash heavy roster with a lot of veterans, and all you're doing is adding one more year to the age cliff, right? And inching closer. Some guys fall off, some guys don't. But now you're playing with fire with a very rich, cash heavy team. Very cash heavy team with veterans. You just have no idea. That team's not going to look the same. Regardless of how this year finishes out, you can't expect the same level of play from those veterans going into next year. It's just Father Time comes for us all.
They're also like $40 million over the cap and have to get rid of some.
Yeah,
somehow
it's going to be. And so again, it was a wasted year. You went all in on 25, and it got wasted, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, let's keep rocking here to the next category, the next rung, which is our quarterback is a grandpa who was born before CDs were invented, and it's got one team. The Indianapolis Colts at 18, and I've never looked more forward to a Monday Night Football game than Colts hosting 49ers this upcoming week. Let's go. Season on the line. Here we go.
You know it's going to be electric. I feel like this team should have been in the last rung. Life comes at you fast because one week they were number 1 and the next week they were number 18, literally in the league. It was like, no way this is happening right now. It's been the wildest. Obviously, I don't think they're in the playoffs right now, right? I think they're they are.
They're not.
No,
they have like a 12%.
Yeah,
maybe
they're
less.
they're not.
And the problem's going to be you can't throw the ball, right? Like you can't just run the ball. You can't. For those that don't know, when you get to the playoffs, you must be more than one dimensional. You must almost be like a 4D picture rendering of yourself, where people are like, "Is that even physically possible?" You're like, in a pinch, we can do fucking Wildcat. Okay, watch us. Like we can do some wild shit. When you're the only team that's like, "Hey, this guy can only throw it 15 yards," like when you're Peyton Manning yourself for half a season, you're kind of like, "Shit, this is going to get tricky," right? And it was funny because at one point in the game, they were like, "Man, I think Seattle's just waiting for Phillip to throw it more than 25 yards." And I was like, I don't know that Phillip can't throw it more than 25 yards. Like you could just tell that all the defenders were sucked down. And it's one of those things where like, if they can get a beat on you, or God forbid they get a hit on him, like we don't know what.
Dude, there was a couple hits on him where like he rolled back, and I was like, that's gonna hurt tomorrow. Like that one's not gonna feel good.
He didn't do media the next day. I saw that. He's probably like a black eye. His grandkids are like, "Grandpa, what's wrong?" He's like, "Gosh darn it,
Leonard Williams, dadgum, Leonard Williams got me."
We're gonna go through the rest of the Super Bowl Contender Ladder here in just a moment, but. You know, if you're still waiting on holiday gifts, you're one of those procrastinators. Aura Frames makes it look like you planned this gift all along and there's still time. You can get the gift of a digital frame for your loved one, for your wife, for your family, whatever it may be. Unlimited free photos and video when you download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi. So instead of, getting photos developed the old school way, putting them into a frame, these are digital frames. You can preload photos before you give it to someone or it ships. It could be videos, could be photos, and there's a gift box included as well. So again, looks like you pre-planned this all along. And for you guys, the O-Line Committee faithful and listeners and viewers, you can get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames by visiting auraframes.com. That's AURA frames.com, and use the promo code OLINE. That's promo code OLINE at auraframes.com. This deal is exclusive to O-Line Committee listeners and viewers, and Aura frames do sell out fast, and we're getting close to kind of that time where it's a little too late, even if you're last minute. So go to auraframes.com. Also, we are pumped to be partnered with Menards this football season, and Menards is your one-stop shop for everything for your car, and that includes Splash windshield washer fluid. So if you're planning on road tripping these holidays, or if you're just driving around for work, errands, whatever it may be, make sure that you have you've got it filled in your car, and an extra bottle of -20 windshield washer fluid formulated with special additives to help you see safely wherever you choose to drive. Head to Menards today and stock up on Splash windshield washer fluid, because performance matters on the road and beyond.
All right, back to the ladder. Keep
LFG.
it climbing.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let's go there. Okay. So we're
Bye,
going to keep
Alex.
climbing. Oh, where did he? Oh, he just pieced out.
I don't know. Something happened. He'll be back.
Okay, we're going to.
He'll be back. We'll keep climbing without him. We'll bring him up. We'll pull him up as we go.
Okay. So, all right, here's the next rung. It's the hoping to win our divisions with an 8-9 record rung. And it's the 17 Carolina Panthers, 16 Tampa Bay Bucks, 15 Baltimore Ravens, and 14. Nice, impressive win last night for the Steelers. But there's a good chance that one of these divisions is an 8-9 winner before it's all said and done.
I don't disagree, and I honestly probably think it's going to be the Bucks. I mean, if I had to pick it here, I think it's probably going to be the Bucks. But even then, I don't feel very confident in saying that. Like, I don't think I'd put a steak in a beer on it if I was looking at this or that piece there. We did kind of talk already about, the Steelers. I feel like we talked about the Steelers early in the year. We were like, oh, they already won that division, but maybe not. I don't know. Like, neither one of these teams, none of these teams are playoff, like, dark horses. They're all the ones that, like, they're going to limp in and get the shit kicked out of them. Like, that's the way I look at it.
So the team I'm rooting the hardest for that will absolutely get smoked if they get in is the Panthers. I think it would be a fun thing for them to cap this off. So you're saying that, let's say the Bucks, Ravens, or Steelers get in, and two of these teams are probably going to get in, that there's no chance for a Baker Mayfield run or the Ravens with...
I'd put a stake in a beer on whatever 2 or 1 teams from this rung make it in. Don't make it out of wild card weekend.
Pause. 2 of the teams have to make it in, because obviously the South, you have the North. We already have a stake in a beer. Mackey, I believe you have the Ravens winning correct?
The division.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Jay and I have the Steelers.
Yeah,
and
so we have that stake in a beer.
I think there's also.
I'm not super excited about any of those teams.
Oh, I am. I think after. I mean, the Steelers obviously won last night, which
don't
put them
even.
Another game
You
ahead.
can't use that game.
Oh.
You can't. It's the same logic as like Shadur Sanders is back because look what he did to the Titans. Like, dude,
hey, we're rooting for crappy teams to win. I'm just telling you, the Steelers are going to win the division. But I think we also have a bet for between the Panthers and the Bucks, and I think me and Mackey have the Panthers, and you have the Bucks, don't you, Jay?
Oh, this is great. Great
I
drama
think this
on
is
the
like two stake in a beers. And here's the problem: the team that you think is going to win, like the Bucks last week, right? You talk about the Falcons game. That game was out of control. Like they had the game won, and then all of a sudden the interception Baker throws. It's like, what are we doing, right? The defense can't hold on long enough. All of a sudden, Kirk Cousins bringing this comeback, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on right now, right? The best was at the end of the game, Todd Bowles in Todd Bowles fashion. Well, I just don't know what the fuck we're doing. And all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, he's getting mad. And all of a sudden he just let it go, dude. And here's the problem. Wait. The Panthers lose then to the Saints.
Yeah, the Panthers had this, man.
Bad. This division is so bad. I just said it. I don't even care.
Blasted into the sun. Okay, climbing up the rungs here. The next rung is we could win the Super Bowl or we could fire our coach. We're not really sure which direction this is going in. It's the Eagles at 13 right now. Would you be surprised if the Eagles won the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay.
Their offense, I don't know, man. They're just
It's a dud.
JD McCoy says he wants his name off the side of the building, or unless they fire the OC. That's how bad it is. You have players with their names on the side of the stadium going, take my name off or fire that guy. And I don't know what happens, like, where you can just construct this offensive line that for years just like demolishes people in the run game, and then all of a sudden just like can't do it one year. And I know there's been injuries, but you think that they would be like up, just plug and play, like, hey, you saw the guy before you, right? He just fucking ruined everybody in this gap. Go be that, okay? It's easy. But it's not. And for whatever reason, and at times I feel like maybe the drama that happens off the field, I feel like now you have to take it more into consideration because you're getting deeper into the season and you're like,
I'll be back, boys.
No worries.
Oh, Agent J. I'll take
Agent J is the best. Yeah, I don't see them winning the Super Bowl. I also don't see them getting rid of Sirianni. I think that they love Sirianni. I think that offensively they're a mess. I think Vic Fangio has been dealing with some things. Jalen Carter hasn't had the year that they thought he was going to have. Like, we were all like, man, this guy's going to be something. And it's like, man, he's okay. And at times they can do what they want and rush forward, but man, they lose games in weird ways, and you're like, what is going on with these guys? So I don't see them winning, but I don't know that I see them. I can tell you this, though. That OC is probably definitely getting fired.
Yeah, it's some of this, too, is, I mean, there's a lot of schematic things and the offensive line changes. Also, one of the most obvious regressions in the NFL's history was Saquon Barkley having that workload last year and being asked to come back and be the same guy. That never, like, you look back, 30-year history of running backs, it's very rare that you have a season of that many touches, that many yards, and then the next year there isn't some injury thing or major drop off.
And a lot of that too is because the teams the next year are not going to let you run the ball, right? Their whole thing, like, these guys ran for 200 yards last year every game. We're just going to shut down the run game, and if they beat us in the past, so be it. Jalen Hurts can have his goddamn airtime.
Yeah. All right, let's keep climbing here. We're climbing the ladder. All right, the next rung is these teams are really good, but they have a fatal flaw. And I'll give you all their fatal flaws here for the audio audience. Number 12, the Jaguars, and their fatal flaw is they're the Jaguars. Number 11, the Chargers, and their fatal flaw is their quarterback's life is in danger every single week.
Yep.
Okay, number 10, the Lions, and their fatal flaw is that they might not make the playoffs. Like, just they got a tough schedule. They're out right now. Number 9, the Packers, whose fatal flaw is Micah Parsons died on Sunday. Number 8, the 49ers, and their fatal flaw is also injuries. And number 7, the Seahawks, whose fatal flaw is late season blue screen of death, Sam Darnold. So these are good teams. These are teams that could fight, maybe even win playoff games, but I'm skeptical of something for all of them.
The no tutties thing for the Seahawks against the Colts was scary. Right? Like, just kicking field goals. People are talking about you as a Super Bowl contender. You're talking about a team with the Colts that is not playing good football, really reeling, and you can't.
Like, why are you losing to a 44-year-old grandfather with 50 seconds left at home?
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it raises too many questions, and you're like, well, are you legitimately contenders, or are we pretenders? Are we in that realm there? So that they've had every opportunity to just run with this thing, but there's always like one or two roadblocks for them. The Niners, that deep of an injury road, you just can't. Packers, no Micah. Yeah. And then I honestly don't know if the Lions make it. I don't know if the Lions even make it. And
it's less than 50% right now.
I would put the Jaguars at probably 9 on this. Like, honestly, just based off of the stuff, because they don't have, like, yes, they are the Jaguars.
That's
but you
why
look
they're
at
12
it,
instead of 9.
But you look at it from some of this other stuff, they're healthy. Trevor Lawrence coming off maybe one of his best games ever as a professional. And I think Liam Cohen is putting his hat in the ring for Coach of the Year. I mean, really, and so you put those up there. I mean, I have more faith in the Jaguars winning a playoff game than I do in the Chargers, the Niners, and probably the Packers.
Well, then, but you know what's interesting? The Niners are actually still in play to get the 1 seed.
I know.
So if they
have to beat the Rams and beat Seattle down the stretch here, right? Yeah.
So it's a sled, but like. They could get the 1 seed.
They could climb the hill. Mm-hmm. They could climb the hill.
So there's some teams in here that are feisty. All right, should we keep climbing?
What do we got? We got
keep climbing. We're climbing.
Climbing.
Okay, the next rung is new coach, new quarterback, new culture. Number 6, the Chicago Bears, who they're
Beat
they're
the
hanging
piss
in there.
out of my Cleveland Brownies.
And number 5, the New England Patriots.
Shedeur
Really
did.
tough
He had
loss.
the wrong wristband in. He sure did.
As Kevin comes out, he's like, "It fucking fell out." Okay,
Dude,
Jesus, calm down,
was
Mary
crazy.
Kay.
So what happened? So he had his wristband with all the plays.
Listen. For those that
Fell
don't know me,
off?
don't believe anything you hear. Okay, they probably did put the wrong damn wristband in at this point. Who knows?
Oh, this is
but-
the German one. We're sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't mean to sabotage you like
Oh,
that.
you don't speak
Shedeur.
French? Shit, Terry. I knew you not to do this. Yeah,
I don't know that these teams have been awesome stories, and it looks like they are here to stay competitively. I feel like with how young the quarterbacks are and kind of getting into playoffs for the first time, I do potentially see first round exits, but awesome stories in the NFL this year, the Bears and the Patriots.
Great
head
turnarounds.
coaches.
Great turnarounds. You talk about number one, the
mean-
Patriots, and we talked about it yesterday. What they've done from last year to this year, there's no question Vrabel is worth every penny that he gets, right? Like, he is the guy. I agree with you. Both these teams have young quarterbacks. We talked about this yesterday. Josh Allen is licking his chops like, guys, seriously, it's somebody's grandpa and a bunch of young kids over here. We have to go. We are in this fight, right? The problem people don't understand is when you have a young quarterback and it's like this, we talked about it yesterday. This game between the Patriots and the Bills was a playoff game. That's what happens. You were up 3 scores. You were up 3 scores and you lost. Things happen fast in this league, especially in playoff games. The intensity gets ratcheted up. Everybody knows that turnovers are like the death of you. Negative plays become irritating in the back of your mind. It's hard for young quarterbacks to get over that. Bears is the same thing, right? Like, he's another one. He has been getting rid of his, Jay, what do you call it? Blue screen of
death.
Blue screen of death.
Full reset.
Full reset, right?
Right, like-
Earlier in the year,
And he
we were
drops back. Oh, and the corner's open. Oh, and he's back open. Like it's just like this full
You
system
want to restart
reset.
in
He's been
safe
getting better
mode.
the entire year. He's been getting better, Caleb Williams. But what scares me is you're going to get into a serious game and a serious team, and all of a sudden you're going to see, is that the blue screen of death? Holy shit! Nope, not right now.
It's not even that. I mean, I look at it more from the Patriots side. Like, you're going to get in the playoffs and you're going to look at it, and all of a sudden you're going to look across and go, "Oh shit, that's Josh Allen." Right? Like 21 points. Oh, I feel really good about everything in my life, and things are going well. And then like here comes Josh Allen just running from the back.
Yeah.
I mean, both these guys, young quarterbacks, exciting things, but you get in the playoffs, experience matters so much.
So much. So
All right,
much.
we're climbing. The next rung, the
Yes.
sneaky Super Bowl contenders rung.
Here's where you have me, and you have, and Jay, you know why the Broncos? I'm
Broncos
flipping
should
over.
be-
Number 4 Texans, number 3 Broncos.
Texans,
Broncos.
though, their
Broncos are too low.
defense. Stop it. Ding him for a
Broncos
homer
are too
fine.
low.
Ding him for a homer fine right now. Yes. And the Texans are right where they need to be. And they're a sneaky team because of their defense. And offensively, they have the pieces to do it. It's just, can they put it all together? Like, at times they've been so inconsistent. And last year was way worse. There's no question. They've gotten better. Their defense is thriving right now. And you wonder, can the offense play off the defense? Can they play off the great field position, these 3 and outs? Can you continue to keep the ball in your possession? Can you sustain these long drives? All of a sudden, your defense comes out 3 and out. You get the ball, get another long drive. Like, that's playoff football. Playoff football is so calculated that you go in going, here's the game plan. They're 3 and out. We're going 18 plays. Why? Because that's the whole first fucking quarter. Then they're going to get 3 and out. We're going 9 plays, right? Then they're going to go 3 and out. We're going to go 12 plays. We're going for long drives. Fuck your wind. Fuck your water. We're here to take this
We've
shit
now
over.
run 32 plays to your
Woody
9.
Marks.
That's right.
Get ready to run the ball because you need to be able to
I mean,
run.
I think the only thing that slows down this Texas defense is if the Texans offense can't sustain the ball. Right? Like, that's the only thing, is if this defense just gets worn out because they have 65, 70 plays that they have to play week in and week out in the playoffs to win the game. Right? They have to bend but don't break, let the things go down, and they just physically wear out. If the Texans offense can keep the Texans defense fresh, they're the best defense in the league.
And if the Texans can play from a lead,
Oh,
it is
God
checkmate.
help you.
Pin your
God
ears back?
it's
help
checkmate.
you.
And
Right.
hey, the Broncos last
It's
week.
gonna be
they
that
looked
that
so much fun.
Denzel Washington meme where it's like, "What'd you say?" He's like, "Lord help me." Like that's exactly what that is for that offensive side.
Yeah.
And then,
And
we've talked a lot about the Broncos,
dude,
but this
they're
is
starting to feel
defense.
themselves.
It's Sean Payton. It's potential home field and a 1 seed shaping up here.
It's Bo Nix falling into this like, oh, I'm starting to understand this offense now. Like everything, and you see it every week. It's all about maximizing field space, right? Like there's always guys going this way and guys going that way, and all of a sudden you're seeing he's go, oh, there's my turkey hole, boom, right there, right? And it's fun too because when you watch these receivers, like you'll think we talked about this yesterday, you'll think it's go routes. The last second they switch, right? And all of a sudden safety gets carried outside. The inside receivers like me, massive post route. You're like, what the shit did they that wide open?
Franklin's been a great piece for them this year.
Huge ad.
Like what he's been able to do from the what they have from being back together at Oregon, right? Mims has showed up at pieces this year. Obviously, Sutton's their number one, and he's an absolute stud. You're just seeing it. And going back to, I was looking at this literally before we started. We had the Broncos O-line ranked, I think, in the top 2 or 3 to start this year.
Pretty sure we did.
That's a big reason why this team has been what they have been, is because the offensive line has been so consistent. They haven't had a lot of injuries. They've been able to plug and play some pieces with McGlinchey. I mean, and Bowles have played really well. Like this offensive line's keeping Bo Nix clean, and that's a huge piece why they're having the success that they're having.
Yeah, Broncos, I pulled it up. Top 5. Jay had him 4, and Booney, you had him 6. So like top 5 offensive line.
Yeah, I mean they're a top 5 unit, and when you can be a top 5 unit and be healthy for most of the year, like Luke Wattenberg just got extended, right? So you can be healthy and have pieces fall into place. That's going to give you a great chance into December and January.
And then I'll hit you with the top rung, and this is a spoiler. This is the Super Bowl matchup. Okay, I did have the Chiefs in here last time we did this, so take this with a grain of salt. But it is the Rams and the Buffalo Bills, and I will say, like, the Broncos have been a more consistently complete, dominant team this year. But I just feel like going into the playoffs, who do I trust more? The team that has weathered these battles for 6 or 7 years in January and has come up short, but has learned all these things, or Bo Nix and company going in. Now, Bo Nix, they were in the playoffs last year. And Sean Payton's been there for 20 years, and that defense. And if they play home games, okay, there's a lot of advantages. But a Rams-Bills Super Bowl is my current spoiler here at the top of the contender.
The Bills
ladder.
Defense, I just don't know if I can trust them to make a run.
Blake Corum,
because
Kyren Williams.
And the reason I say that is because the AFC does not run through Orchard Park. If the AFC ran through Orchard Park, I'd feel a lot better about the Bills being able to do their thing. At the moment, the Bills, I don't believe, are winning the division still. I believe the Patriots are still winning the division, correct?
By a game. Yep.
By a game. So if the Bills have to go on the road to get to the Super Bowl, I don't know if I trust that defense all the way. I trust Josh Allen with my life. I'd lay my life down and say, Josh, protect me. That defense, on the other hand, can they go all the way going on the road and surviving? All it takes is for Josh to throw one bad pick and have one try and force it superhero moment, and that's hard for them to overcome. Versus, I think I trust the Broncos more of that smothering defense and Bo Nix to manage. I think I trust that more right now. So I honestly, I think I would switch the Bills and the Broncos here right now. I love the Bills, but just because of the fact that they're going to have to go on the road right now at this moment in time to get there, I don't know if their defense can do that.
Yeah. So there it is, boys. That's
the Rams, on the other hand, might win the whole damn thing. That team's stupid.
Well,
and
ridiculous.
Aaron Donald's coming back.
Yeah.
I'm still holding on to that. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
We are going to do. Are we good to do Bills film breakdown too? Okay, so keep an eye on that. They came back down 3 touchdowns, and we'll take a look at it in a separate episode here. Film breakdown. O-line committee. Click that subscribe button, the like button, and let us know in the comments where you disagreed the most on the updated Super Bowl contender ladder.
Take your homer
fine.
That's right.
That's right. Vikings at the top of their mediocre rung.
Next year, guys. Next year. We're there.
So close.
9.